Hello and welcome to the SCI Guys, the show where we talk about the crazy, weird and wonderful stories from the science world. I'm Corey, and as always I'm joined by my co-hosts, Jamp and Luke Cutfer.
Good day.
Hello.
Sounds like you're about to seduce us.
It's great to be here.
Hello, it's so nice to be here.
come
Honored
here
to be on
often.
your show.
This week we'll be talking about bulletproof skin and web-slinging nannies.
Wow. Is this some...
I love that you just laughed so hard you had to turn away from the mic.
I was going to blow out the mic. It was that fucking powerful.
Is this something to do with like the army?
I mean, the army can get involved.
Yes.
Yes.
With the web-slinging nannies.
With the
Is
web-slinging
that
nannies.
who we're sending into the next war?
We're taking something from the nannies to use in the next war.
Is it Shreddies?
Spider nanny.
No. But you can knit something from them. This is all related. Wrong kind of nanny.
Hang on, what other type of nanny is there?
You'll find out.
Okay.
In 2012, scientists successfully genetically engineered a set of farm animals, making them able to produce spider silk.
Were they spiders? We have done it!
By any chance.
Are spiders
Were
farm
they
animals,
spiders?
Luke?
They could be.
They could
They're
be.
not.
They could be farm insects.
I mean, I suppose they're arachnids.
Arachnids.
Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web takes place on a farm, yeah.
Yes,
So
exactly.
true.
Thank you, Corey. I'm going to cite Charlotte's Web as my source for what I just said.
Today I'll be covering the story of our friendly neighborhood spider goats.
Spider goats.
Spider goats.
Is it goats who made spider webs?
Yeah. Well, spiders first made them.
Yes.
Where
Quite.
where do they come out of the goats? Just their butt.
like a tapeworm.
Wait, you know those goats that
Are
climb...
they sure it just wasn't a tapeworm?
You know the goats that climb mountains?
That's
Like,
yeah.
climb up the
Oh
side
my-
of mountains. If they fall,
No one knows how they get there.
and don't die.
No, we
If they
do.
fall, they have a spider's web that catches them. And
Yeah, it's
they,
called the dragline silk.
Just imagine you're in a helicopter, like flying over some mountains, and then a goat swings past you.
Hang on, James. You don't get spiders flying past you in a helicopter.
But that's what
You
they say
might.
with Spider-Man. Whenever you see him swinging off something and you can't see what it is, it's always a helicopter.
Yes.
So it all ties in.
Yeah, true.
That's the reason we're doing this today, by the way, because Spider-Man comes out this week.
Great.
Oh, it does.
It does, yeah.
I don't pay attention to anything, so go on, tell your story.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about genes and genetic engineering.
I'm going to tell you a bit about Jesus.
Jesus. He's also
Yes.
a web slinger.
Yeah, Jesus was spliced with a spider.
No, he wasn't.
It was.
Sorry.
Prove it.
Okay, but that's the same argument that,
great
that
podcast.
the Christians use. They go, prove it. Prove he wasn't the Son of God.
Okay, so do you know what genes are?
Yes.
Things you wear on your legs.
Funny.
They are rinucleic acid.
Wait, what?
Something that you studied.
I don't know, Corey.
Genetic genes.
Are you trying to say deoxyribonucleic acid?
Yes, the
Luke?
one. Yeah.
Oh, that's DNA.
Yeah.
That's DNA.
I
yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so genes are made up of DNA, yes. Basically, what genes are.
And there's RNA, but I don't know what that stands for.
Ribonucleic acid. Now, this is something I was told in school, and I'm not sure if it's true. I was trying to find this out. I think RNA was discovered first, and then DNA was discovered, which is why it's got to be called deoxyribonucleic acid.
Ah.
And it's not the other way
okay.
around,
Okay.
where RNA is called oxyribonucleic acid.
Has RNA got middle child syndrome now?
There's two of them.
There's two of them, James.
Well, they could be expecting that.
James, do you have one sibling, don't you?
Yes.
Have you got middle child syndrome?
I'm the oldest.
To be
so
fair,
no.
James does have middle child syndrome.
That doesn't make sense because there's an oldest and a youngest. There is no middle. Your logic is flawed.
They actually do think that RNA came first. It was the first genetic molecule.
What came first, the RNA or the DNA?
The RNA.
Thanks, Corey.
Literally, it did. Okay. So your genes make up everything that's you,
No,
essentially.
I'm water and carbon and other things.
Luke,
Yes.
what do you think a lot of that carbon is in?
Yeah, it's in my
Yeah.
genes, but not all of it.
Oh,
Some of it's
yeah.
in my hair.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what do you think makes your hair?
Well, not genes.
Yes, genes.
No, makes my hair, yes, but it's not in my hair.
Oh my god. Okay, you're so
My
difficult.
hair is like proteins.
Which is made by...
Oh no!
And as we move on, genes make proteins.
My hair isn't genes, it's only made of genes.
Yeah, so basically your genes code for proteins, and all those proteins are what make you, you. And humans have got about 24,000 genes, which isn't actually that many when you
I was
think
going to
about
say,
it.
it doesn't seem like a lot.
It's not that many. Yeah.
24,000 lines of code, basically.
Not,
Make a
well, not
person.
24,000 lines of code. 24,000 distinct programs,
It's not that
let's
many.
say.
Oh, okay.
You could take more steps in a day.
That's more than I've got on my iPhone, to be fair.
Puts it into perspective, doesn't it?
It really really does, doesn't it?
If you don't mind, I'm going to eat some grapes.
I do really much.
Imagine having 24,000 grapes.
I think
That's
you
how
die.
many- that's how many genes you have.
Okay, no, we need to move on. So you know what makes up your genes? How you code for genes, right?
AGTC.
Do you know what those stand for?
So I was going to say.
Good.
Oh, good.
Good.
I hate that you're eating grapes right now. This is
Am I eating grapes or am I eating genes?
Very, very relaxing.
I mean both. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's adenosine. It's adenosine, guanine, cytosine, and tyrosine.
I love the Teenage
rolls
Mutant
right
Ninja
off the
Turtles.
tongue, doesn't it?
So it's just those 4 little things that make up everything.
Just those 4 little things.
Yeah, it's just 4 little things.
The something zine
Magazine.
magazine.
Everything that makes you is written in 4 distinct parts.
Cool.
So 2 of them join to each other, A and T and G and C. So
I vaguely remember this.
yeah,
I vaguely remember this.
but it's
There's
insane
a
that
bunch of letters, yes, and there's 2 pairs of letters.
a combination of 4 things is the entirety of genetic code. What would happen if we had more?
Well, it would be less efficient.
It'd be much less efficient. It's already really not
Because
that
the most
efficient.
efficient coding thing is like something like 2.7. So like binary is like very efficient. But actually the most efficient is somewhere between 2 and 3 code like bases. So like if you were to have 0, 1 and 2, it's actually
okay.
it's actually closer. It's like 0 if you had 2 point something,
Yeah.
which you can't have. You can't have a subdivision, but
Good. We know what genes are. Do you know what genetic engineering is?
yep.
That's what you studied.
It's not. Not at all.
Yeah, it is.
Not at all. I studied. Nope.
Oh, you studied biotech, didn't you?
Genetic engineering. Genetic engineering
Yes.
is where you engineer
You can alter genes, right?
genetics for a purpose.
Luke said to me before we started this, I can't record today. I'm far too tired.
Yeah.
And I can tell. Do you know when a kid
with
just
you.
when a kid is
Alright.
just like done?
I'm putting my grapes down. I'm going to
Please
take
do.
this seriously now.
That's a
distracting.
bin. You
I'm
just
just
put your
going to-
grapes in the bin.
I'm just putting them on the bin, Corey.
Genetic engineering.
Genetic engineering.
Right.
That's where you can alter your genes, right?
Well, not necessarily your genes. A tailor can do that.
Shut the fuck up.
You change genes.
Go on,
Perfect
then.
description.
What's genetic engineering, Corey?
Genetic engineering, also called genetic modification or manipulation, is the direct manipulation of an organism's genes using biotechnology.
That's what you studied.
That's what I studied.
So it's
so I was
direct
kinda right.
manipulation.
I was kinda
Yeah,
right.
It's not
So-
the same as where you selectively breed things.
No, that's different. Although I mean,
Right.
functionally, it's the same. You're just kind of cutting out the middleman and saving time.
Because I would have thought that is genetic engineering as well.
Not really. No, because it's all natural in that sense.
Or natural.
Yeah, because it could feasibly happen in nature.
Yes.
Whereas
You could definitely get a rabbit that glows. Oh wait, that was genetic engineering, wasn't it? That was splicing a gene.
That was
in.
splicing, yeah.
Okay.
Did they make a rabbit glow?
Yeah, they
so
took a gene from some kind of underwater animal that glows.
green fluorescent protein.
Yes, thank you, Corey. And they put it into a rabbit, and then the
Nice.
rabbit glows. That's it. That's what they did.
I'm
Just
glad they've
'cause-
got their priorities straight.
Well, I mean, it's you can do it with hypoallergenic animals and stuff as well. Yeah, you can splice any gene you want. You can even make a goat make spider silk.
Can you tell us all about it?
Do you guys know why we did it with spider silk, by the way?
Is it because spider silk is the strongest material on planet Earth
Well, it's
per weight?
Is it?
It's, I think
one of
so.
them.
Very
It's one of
close
the strongest
to, yeah.
materials, and I think it's almost
cool.
certainly the strongest natural material,
Yeah,
That's
as in
cool.
biological material. Very cool.
but we just don't have lots of it because spiders are really small.
They make tiny amounts.
That's why we put it in goats.
That's why we're putting goats.
Oh, 'cause they make more.
It's not just so much that they make tiny amounts; it's also that they eat each other.
So goats.
No, spiders. Goats
I
tend
thought it
not
was
to
on
eat
about
each-
goats as well.
No, I mean, so spiders. When you've got silkworms, let's say, making silk, you can just kind of chuck them all in a vat and have them do it.
Right.
Whereas if you
Did
put
that in primary school.
yeah, whereas if you put like 200 spiders in a vat,
So you can't mass produce it. You can't have a little spider farm.
no, if you have a spider farm after a day, you'll have a spider.
Just one.
Just one.
one really big fat spider.
It will have
survivor.
killed and eaten all of them. They're so notoriously
Why do they
cannibalistic.
do that?
Well, when they're going to have babies, the lady often eats the man after he's done.
Oh, so
done
it's
the
always
thing.
that every time.
No, I think they probably eat each other in other situations.
They
but
also
that
eat
is
their
true.
own babies.
I knew the thing about
They eat
eating.
their own babies.
I mean, they will. Spiders will.
that's-
Spiders have no loyalty. There's the dancing spider. So there's these spiders that kind of dance as a sort of like mating call.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that.
Yeah, and if it's not
quite
good
cute.
enough, it'll get killed and eaten.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you ever
No
feel
pressure.
like scared to
That
go
would
out
be-
dating,
Plot
At least
twist
you're not
on
a spider.
Strictly Come Dancing, wouldn't it?
I want to see spider first dates.
No, you don't. That's horrific.
The stakes are higher.
So all spiders produce silks, and a single spider can produce up to 7 different types of silk. Do you know that?
No.
I didn't know
Well,
that.
I do
but
now.
I do now.
You do now, yeah. So they've got lots of different types for lots of different reasons.
Right.
And lots of different things. The biggest one that we talk about is not physically the biggest. The one we talk about the most is dragline silk, which is the one that the spider uses to stop itself from falling to its death.
And that's the one that they just release all the time,
Yeah,
everywhere
so
they walk.
Basically, whenever a spider's walking around, it's just shoving silk out of its spinneret.
So then if it falls,
Always.
it's already got a line there.
Basically, which is why if you ever
Clever.
knock a spider off of something, they don't just fall. You see them
They're all
swing.
so quick. They go.
So if Spider-Man was more realistic, he wouldn't be shooting webs. He'd just kind of be.
He'd always have webs.
He'd just be
coming out of
trailing them around. Hold on.
Always ready.
You'd have to have a pair of scissors whenever you want to change direction. You'd be like, oh,
Throw
hang
it.
on.
Yeah, so they've got lots of different types of silks. They've got ones for capturing things, making cocoons.
Do they have one for digesting specifically,
No, they use
or just for cooking?
digestive enzymes for that.
Their tummies.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, they've got ones for making sort of cocoons or wrapping things up. Other ones for making bonds between attachment points, and then there's something that's just sticky globules. It's just like a little ball of sticky silk, like what Spider-Man uses.
What does it
Yeah.
do?
Just sticks to stuff.
Why?
Just cause.
Sorry, you cannot look at me like that. There's definitely a reason. That's not how evolution works.
No, evolution works exactly that way. There's not a reason for things evolving.
Yes, but if they were wasting loads of resources all the time making little sticky blobs, those ones would die.
They do it for a reason. There's just lots of different reasons. There's so many different types of spiders. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Like that's the thing. The uses for webs are so varied as well. Some of them use them to kind of glide and fly,
How do they do that?
kind of like a parachute. Oh, you know in Spider-Man when I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man all day. Do you know when Spider-Man?
Yeah, we're gonna be like, yeah.
Do you know when Spider-Man kind of glides using his like little webby wings?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
Do they do that with their?
They don't have a Spider-Man outfit. No, they use
But they.
like a parachute,
could.
James. So dragline silk, the ones that they trail behind them, as Luke has told us, is about as strong as high-grade alloy steel. Which is like it's ridiculous
What-
thinking about how strong spider
what
silk is.
use?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know how evolution got spiders to be being the point of such strong webs. And
Well, I suppose it's because the spider's very small, so it's only as strong as that when but they're using a tiny mass of it, and so the
Yeah,
spider's so small, it's releasing such a thin web
Just
that
swing.
actually
Just to
the
hold its-
weight
hold its
compared
weight.
to the spider, sorry, the
Weird.
weight compared to the web is probably just about strong enough.
Yeah.
But the web is so thin.
Yeah.
well, I mean, you say it's about strong enough, but because it's a spider, spiders weigh so little, it's still very strong in
more than
comparison to
enough,
them.
No, I know. Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't need a very thick, a very thick width of silk to hold yourself up. Someone estimated that to stop a train, like in Spider-Man 2, you'd need only about maybe 8 centimeter wide strings of spider silk.
That's pretty thick
Really?
though, because we hold up suspension bridges with 3 or 4 centimeter wide cables.
Yeah, but lots of them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas think of a rope that holds you up.
Yeah.
It can be thinner than that, and it's still really, really strong, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
sticky, and it's got so many other properties as well. And also, it works at ridiculous temperatures. Most spider silks can hold their strength below minus 40 degrees and up to 220 degrees.
Wow.
Celsius.
So it doesn't freeze. It doesn't become solid.
Well, I mean, it can. But it can still hold its strength
wow.
down to that
That's
level.
cool.
This isn't all spiders, obviously. This is varying between different species. But they're also able to stretch up to 5 times their own length.
What, the webs?
The webs,
Wow.
5 times without snapping.
Wow, that's much better than steel, isn't it?
Yeah,
A bit. How far can steel
So
stretch?
you could build a suspension bridge with this stuff, and it would be able to withstand an earthquake because it's not going to snap.
yeah. You could do so much with
Whoa.
spiders. I mean, theoretically, you could.
We should build houses out of it.
I mean, it'd be a bit floppy.
Lots
wouldn't
of
it?
goats, a bit floppy, but a floppy
Just
house.
some giant spiders.
Yeah.
Weight for weight, spider silk is 5 times stronger than steel.
Is there anything
Blimey.
stronger? Is there anything stronger?
They made recently-ish. They made another material that was stronger, but it's not as flexible.
Right.
believe.
And you have to make it as well. You can't just get it out of a goat.
Yeah, it's not as easy. Well, I mean, it's you kind of want to go through non-biological routes for making things, unless it's microorganisms, because it's always going to be easier.
Where do the nannies come in?
James,
Oh, we're getting there.
James, because you're from Australia,
Yeah.
do the big spiders make big webs?
Do they make the big spiders generally don't make webs,
Right, okay.
and they just kind of lurk. And
That's almost
it's
worse.
it's the small ones that make. Generally, the smaller ones make bigger webs compared to their size.
I
Can
suppose
we bear in mind that when James talks about big and small spiders, that's not comparable to what you think of as a big and small spider. Like spiders in Australia get to be huge.
No, I'm thinking of a big Australian spider, like the one that's twice the width of your hand.
I'm talking to the listeners more than you necessarily, Luke.
Oh, so let's say big spider in Australia. Let's say a huntsman is about the size of your hand. Could be.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
Could be bigger. Could be smaller.
I suppose they're eating things that aren't going to be caught in a web. That's why
No,
they're not bothering to
there
build
are
one.
spiders that can catch birds and bats.
I was about to say
In webs, though, not in webs.
No, in webs.
What?
not in webs. Yeah.
No. There are spiders that can catch birds
In
and
webs?
bats in webs. That's the spider that they're using.
What?
Golden silk orb weaver spiders are about the size of your hand.
I get those around my house in Australia.
Yeah, so they're about 13. They're about 13 centimeters. Their legs span.
I've never seen them eat a bird before.
Now they can make huge webs that are up to a meter.
I know. I've walked into them.
Oh God! Yeah, and supposedly they are strong enough to trap snakes and bats and birds.
They are really thick webs, to be fair. But they're really pretty.
God.
They're really pretty.
They are. They're golden. Well, they're golden.
They're golden.
They're yellow.
And they're pretty, but they're horrible when you get it on you. If you walk into it, you can see the pattern of the web where you've walked into it on your arm because it like maintains its form. Anyway,
They are really, really pretty webs. They've got these big bits in the middle.
yeah. And
Although
they generally sit in the middle of their web all the time, unless they're hiding.
So do you know how spiders make their webs? Like how it works?
I've seen videos of it. They like get
Poop it out.
their little hand and their little leg, and they put it next to their little source of web, and then they like place
Yeah.
it. It's weird to watch because it's like
It's very strange.
it's like they're doing it consciously. It's like so specific. It's like a robot or a person doing it. It's not like
Because
we think of animals, as especially insects, as so unconscious.
it's one of the few times you can see them fully aware of like how to operate all of their arms at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And because they reach down and like it looks like they're dragging it out of them, but they're just
Yeah.
like
They are.
they're dragging it out and placing it.
It's one of those
And you can see all
disconcerting
the hands
things.
moving, yeah.
Like when you see like a fly, it looks like it's washing its face.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're a little thing. You're a
Yeah.
little alive thing.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's really cool how they do it. It's called pultrusion, the way that they do it. They actually pull it out. So spider silk.
I didn't know that. I thought it came out and they were just placing it. But
No.
actually-
They don't force it out. It has to be kind of pulled out. So how it works is they've essentially got.
spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
What are you talking about?
It's like spaghetti but coming out their tummy.
You don't pull spaghetti from.
I do.
Okay, I'm moving
Okay,
on
you're
Yeah.
from this.
Okay.
So they've got a kind of liquid dope of.
Take it.
It's called weed vape liquid, Corey.
They have a liquid dope of silk, which is just really concentrated silk in a liquid form. That when they pull it out, the protein kind of aligns itself and then locks into place,
Right.
kind of like a crystal.
So when they pull at it, it becomes a thread, but before it's like a ball.
It's kind of like a kind of aligned liquidy.
So does it
Sort of mess of
solidify
protein.
when it comes out at first? Does it like react with the air and become solid?
I don't think it reacts with the air so much as it's the way that it's pulled out,
Right.
because it's all kind of connected. And then essentially, yeah, it goes hard straight away. But there are the ends there are the parts that are sticky,
Yeah.
and they can stay sticky for
Forever.
for a long
Basically
time.
forever.
Yeah. So the part that it comes out of is called the spinneret, as I'm sure you know. And
Good word.
Yeah, well, it doesn't spin at all, obviously. It comes from, like kind of looms and like
Yeah, yeah.
needles, threads and stuff.
Yeah.
Spinneret, it comes from that. Yeah.
Nice.
Spider
That's
has
a fun
little,
fact.
a little wheel, and it presses a little pedal
Yes.
and makes its web.
It's got a pedal on its belly. One arm just presses the pedal.
So you can...
That's why they need so many arms.
oh, the pedals.
The pedals and the turning and
Three
the dragging.
looms.
So that's... you can actually just pull spider silk out of a spider.
Can you?
I mean, you can't... technically, you can. Just
Right.
Disclaimer, don't try this at home.
Yeah,
Get
don't
some-
do that. I mean,
Get some tweezers and just
the spiders in the
Don't do
UK
that.
are so
Don't do
small,
that.
it'd be so difficult. How
get
would
a
you...
microscope.
And would it just keep coming? It would just keep coming out
No.
until they ran out.
I mean, you could do it until the kind of glands run out, yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of fills up a little sort of sack with silk from its glands.
How energy? Do you know how energy intensive it is to make for them to make web? Because obviously, if it's so strong, it must take a lot of work.
As far as I'm aware, it's quite and they eat their own webs when they're done with them. So some of them,
Yes, I have seen that before. I've seen that happen in our garden. I've seen, like, if I mess up a web, the spider will like, oh my god, right, and then like eats it up, and then we'll start again. And they're like, I feel so guilty because they're just like, they've made this beautiful thing, and then but they're so like hardy and so stoic because they're just like, oh, my web's screwed. Right, make another one. And
imagine if someone kind of ruined your house a little bit, you had to eat it and then shit it out of your arm,
knocked your house over,
shit out a brick and
shit
start
out literal brick, building brick by brick,
pulling bricks out of place.
Oh, that'd be awful. So spiders look really elegant, obviously, when they're on their webs, but as soon as you get one off it, it just scatters about. And I love that about them.
It's so terrifying.
I watched a spider today in my garden try and climb a blade of grass, and then at the top of the blade of grass just keep climbing, and it just didn't go anywhere. I was like, you're stupid.
Spiders aren't smart. I mean, they look really intelligent when they're doing their webs, but other than that,
that's the one thing they can do.
The web thing must just be...
It's like a hyperfixation.
Yeah. It's just coded into them. They don't think about it, do they? Or well, we don't know, I guess.
I don't know. Charlotte's Web, that spider really seemed to know what it was doing.
Excuse me, I quoted Charlotte's Web. You can't. That's my citation. You've got enough.
So obviously, I won't talk about spider goats. I don't want to tell you guys how they did it. Do you have any idea how they might have...
Did they take the gene that codes for making spiders' webs and they implant it into a goat fetus and grow a goat that makes spiders' webs?
Basically, yeah.
Cool.
Not a fetus. That's a bit late. It was an embryo.
How did you guess?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you should be sorry, Luke.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
You put it into a fully grown goat and it just developed the ability.
They abort the goat.
Got a
then they
spider and a goat, and they took them for a meal in a candlelit dark room, and then they
got their freak on.
You know, goats have very human-like vaginas.
Why do you
That's
know
not
that?
relevant.
And spiders have human penises.
A spider is having sex with a goat. I think it's relevant.
What if the goat was a man?
Imagine a spider with a human penis.
Could be a trans goat. And these are trans goats. These are transgenic goats. Brought it
Trans
back.
spider goats.
So in the early 2000s, a Canadian company called Nexia Biotechnologies approached a molecular biologist called Randy Lewis. And he was at the University of Wyoming.
Get on, Randy.
Randy Lewis. It sounds like Lewis, but who's really Randy.
Thank you.
Oh, don't go near him. That's Randy Lewis.
That's Randy Lewis.
What a great podcast this is. Such a high caliber of humor.
The Chuckle Brothers Science Show. I want to put that on a billboard.
Can we?
Randy
Lewis. Back to Randy Lewis. So he
Was Randy.
He was Randy.
It was quite.
And everyone's like, calm down, Lewis. And he said, did you know that goats have normally human-like vaginas?
I didn't say abnormally.
That's Randy Lewis for you.
He didn't say
Random Randy
abnormally.
Lewis.
He said very normally.
So they wanted him to explore producing silk through other means, because up until then, doing it with spiders hadn't really been working out because they're too small and they eat each other. But in 2009, Nexia went out of business, and Randy Lewis has moved.
We've put all of our stocks into spiders.
He's moved to Utah, but the goats that he made are still alive, and they're still working to this day.
Today.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Do they use the silk for anything?
Not really. Well, yeah, they use it for biosteel.
So nothing.
Basically nothing. Just
biosteel. So biosteel is actually used. So the US military just signed a contract to use it for lots of things, namely for body armor. And the US Navy want to use it to stop propellers from getting tangled and stuff. No idea
Do they
how.
often get tangled and stuff?
One would assume that they do, James. It is not a problem that I would have known about, being that I'm not the US Navy.
God, how are we going to stop our propellers from getting tangled all the time?
Spiders.
Oh, I've got an idea.
I love
See,
how
Spider-Man, his propellers never get tangled.
That's true.
That's true. This is just a fun fact that I forgot to say, but these goats are about 1/70,000th spider.
I thought you were going to say
Genetically.
1/70,000th the size of a normal goat. They're just spiders, but goats.
It's actually the other way around. They put little goat horns on a spider. So the reason that they chose goats was because goats they've got really quick turnaround in terms of you can breed them quite quick.
You give them a project.
I was wondering why they chose goats.
Hey, you tell them go and produce some silk, and they do it so quick. They're great. Love
They
these
know how to
goats.
meet a deadline.
They really do. And they produce a lot of milk, which is useful.
And silk.
And
And silk. The silk is in the milk.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't mention this, did I?
It's like a Dr. Seuss book.
It's not vegan though, which is an issue.
That's true.
Yeah.
Damn it, I can't. I'm going to just have to get stuff stuck in my propellers, I guess.
No, they get entangled.
Never going to be free.
It's generally the same kind of process as getting goat's milk from a goat. You just milk the goat.
Does it come out of their teeth?
Yeah. It's not silk. No, okay, so it's the same as inside of a spider. So it doesn't come out as silk. It's the protein is in the milk. You've got to filter it out.
Okay, so it's not a web that actually comes
No,
out.
they don't make webs.
Okay, good.
Wow, you could like squeeze an udder and shoot a
Oh,
Like
that's
silly
what I was
string.
thinking. I was like,
Isn't it?
That would be a different Spider-Man film if Spider-Man had 2 udders that he had to squirt.
I mean,
out of his nipples.
what would he have had to been bitten by for that to happen?
A spider
A
goat.
spider.
A radioactive spider goat.
Yeah.
So you just milk your goat, and then you've got to filter out all of your goat milk to get rid of the fats. Just leave.
Oh, get rid of all this useless milk.
Yeah, it's unhealthy for you. So unhealthy. All that fat. And you've just got the protein left, and then you just take out your silk protein, put it in a solvent to make it hard, and then you've got your silk. You just need to kind of push it through a fake spinneret, which is just a tiny little hole.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Nice.
It's really simple.
It's quite a simple 3-step process when you think about it.
Oh, you got to make your goats first.
But then once you've done that, it's a really simple process.
First, you have to invent genetic engineering.
Oh, then you have
it's
to milk
easy.
your goat, and then you have to filter out the protein, and then you have to
You
get
have to invent
spinnerets.
agriculture first, really.
Well, first you have to evolve into humans.
First, you need to have a big bang that creates all things out of nothing, and then it's really easy.
I want to go back further, but I don't know. It's before that.
As far as it goes, James.
It's another universe that ended to make the Big Bang. So as I've said, BioSteel was a trademark name for a high-strength fiber-based material made from the spider silk. Well, I say spider silk, the goat silk. The spider
Spider
goat silk.
goat silk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've said it's 7 to 10 times stronger than steel.
I thought it was 5.
Wait for wait.
No, that was spiders.
That's normal spider silk.
Ah.
This is
spider
BioSteel.
goat.
Spider goat. That goat gives it the extra push it
That's
needs.
milk. The goat milk makes it
Makes your
stronger.
bones strong, doesn't it? Petit falou.
Drink your milk.
So it's got resistance to temperatures like normal spider silk, and this can stretch to up to 20 times,
Wow.
It's unaltered
Ooh.
length, which is really cool.
Very stretchy.
It's really stretchier than a rubber band.
Would be dreadful if you made a hammock out of it, though.
It had to be a very tight hammock.
No, but it's really strong, so it holds you.
You make a tiny hammock, and it stretches out to
Well,
a
no,
full human
because
size
that's the
hammock.
thing.
on the
Because
floor.
it's so strong, you'd have to be really heavy.
Oh, so you have to get really fat and then make a tiny hammock.
I don't need to get really fast.
Yes, you do. You're testing this.
I'm not testing.
Yes, you are.
The machine they actually use to test it is it. You'd think it would be more complex. It's just 2 kind of like metal clamps.
And then
that
they just pull.
Just pull till it snaps.
Right. Like a tug of war. Robot tug of war.
You want to believe
my
that
God.
there's really like scientific
Ooh, I
ways for
wonder
doing
what
this. It's just
Technological advancements were used
just
to
do
measure
stuff to it till it
stretchiness.
breaks.
John and Karen run away from each other as fast as they can, whichever one falls over first.
So I said that the U.S. military had a contract. That's a $1 million contract.
For goats. Those goats have got a $1 million contract.
Yeah, this was in 2015 as well. So this was they were first made in the early 2000s, and still, like, over a decade later, the U.S. military is still trying to invest in them.
Put your stocks in goats.
Don't put
God,
your
what must non-Western countries think of our military? That we are milking
with those goats?
and then turning it into strong things and coating our helicopter blades with it.
Spying on us and laughing. It's like,
And then
they're untangling their propellers with bloody goat milk.
having the veracity to go to other countries and go, your society is unnatural, we're going to bomb you
I think
with
I
our
figured out.
goat-covered helicopters.
I think I figured out why America spends so much on defense. They just piss away millions of dollars on
Yeah.
goat milk.
Yeah.
So they want to use it because it's lighter than Kevlar and it doesn't melt like nylon. They want to use it in body armor, so you can
Smart.
can probably take a bullet, but you can just tear through it with your
Armor.
hands, so you can feel strong.
So it can stop a bullet, but you can just...
Wait,
Tear
you
through a
can tear...
spider web with your hands.
Oh,
Right, you
yeah.
can't tear through... You just accidentally brush your body armor and then
It's
you're
just falls to
fine.
pieces.
It disintegrates to the floor.
Oh dear, not this
No.
again.
Damn it.
So there's more uses for this kind of spider silk. Medically is one big one because you can put it in your body and it doesn't really react. Your body doesn't try and fight it off.
Can you use it as like thread to sew up wounds?
You can use it as thread to sew up wounds.
Whoa.
Yeah. You can also use it to coat things you put inside your body.
I suppose you could make bones back together as well, couldn't you?
I mean, theoretically, I
Yeah,
suppose
you
you
could
could.
like tie them back together.
I mean, probably better just use a cat, but
Use a double
A
knot.
cat,
a cat, yes.
Yes.
Wrap it up with a cat. Fixes all the ailments.
scalpel, cat.
Isn't a cast meant to be really firm though? It's very stretchy.
You could make a cast out of spider web.
But I was just saying,
Why?
it's very stretchy and very elastic.
Yeah, so they use it for complex jaw repair surgery as well.
Fun.
Oh, they want to.
So they
Clever.
Don't. So what
They
you're
don't
saying
yet.
is they don't.
Oh, they
don't
want
yet.
to. So
they
don't
want
do
to.
it.
I don't
Okay.
really know what complex jaw repair surgery is. Probably a jaw repair surgery that's...
Complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your jaw's not quite right and it needs repairing.
Why jaw? Why not every other bit of your body?
I'm not sure it was Randy Lewis that said this.
Oh, Randy Lewis.
Yeah. He's been very vocal
He's
recently.
always running his mouth.
Oh, Lord. So that is it on the spider goats. That's how they were made.
Right, what about
That's
the
what they're
nannies?
used for.
We haven't even got to the nannies
Oh, female goats are called nannies.
Oh, that was rubbish. That was rubbish.
yet. Well,
Oh, I was so excited for like some web slinging
some web
nannies.
slinging maid. Like,
Are spider goats not enough for you? Do you need
well,
octogenarians?
I was just spending the last half an hour excited to find out about the nannies, and then I asked what they are, and turns out we've already had them. It's like I've got a sweet, and then I look in the fridge, and I've already eaten it. Sad.
But how do you guys feel about genetic engineering like this? Because a lot of people have problems with it, saying it's against God or it's,
Well,
it's kind of man meddling with stuff that they shouldn't.
we've already way past that, aren't we?
yeah, I think this is like it's if it's against God, then most of the things we're doing are against God.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything we do all day, every day is against God. So why are you drawing the line at like goats with webs in their titties when when we already have like computers?
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Like,
People
it's
saying
ridiculous.
it's against God
Yeah.
definitely do things that are against God.
yeah,
But also, we've been doing this to animals for centuries.
well, not this. We haven't been doing this for centuries.
Basically the same thing. I mean, look at how messed up dogs are. Look at genuinely.
Yeah,
look
that's
at
not
a
the
true.
same. That's not the same thing though, because we didn't breed dogs deliberately to live with us. We bred them like into their specific breed groups more recently. But like in terms of domesticating dogs, that just happened without us really realizing.
Yeah,
it.
but then look at pugs in comparison to.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
dogs that they
absolutely.
came from.
That's against
Idiots.
God. If
Yeah,
you want
I
if you
mean-
want something against God, it's pugs.
I
Something
think
that can't breathe properly.
we've been doing this kind of thing for a long time. We've just figured out how to do it much more quickly now.
I do
Yeah.
get the difference though, because like it's one thing to selectively breed things, which is still a natural process. It's just speeding up evolution and using evolution for your own gain because you want a weird wrinkly faced dog. But this is like taking something from one animal or from an insect and putting it in another animal. I get that there's a weird, you're making things. The beginning of the Bible is that God made everything and saw that it was good. And if you're making stuff that doesn't exist,
Yeah, we're making it better.
But it exists
they're
now.
not better. Goats aren't better. And also the military is not necessarily automatically a good thing. So we're not making it better. We are very
Chloe-
specifically making something dreadful.
Chloe bunnies and spider goats are far better than normal bunnies.
No.
Normal goats.
No. Here I disagree with you.
No, I agree with Corey.
I think both of us just kind of want to be Spider-Man just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And that's one step closer to having protein come out my nipples.
That's...
I want you to
I think
volunteer
you
as the
just-
next goat.
I think you just want to be a woman. That's what you're
I
asking.
don't want to be a woman.
Hang
no.
on. Protein coming out your nipples?
Yeah.
That's every female.
That's lactating, yeah.
That's just lactating. There's protein in breast
But
milk.
there's milk and there's
If
the,
you
the
rub
spider
your
proteins.
if you rubbed your boobs for long enough, they would produce milk. Even male nipples make milk eventually. If
I'm
you
gonna
just rub
start
them.
now.
Do just start. By about episode 200, you might have started lactating.
Might have a drop.
Oh, I don't plan to live that long.
Sorry, episode 200 will be in 4 years, Corey.
Yeah, that's so long. Thanks for listening. You can find the full references for this episode in the description. Subscribe for new episodes every Monday, and why not leave a nice wee review? Find and contact us at SCI GUYS Pod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and you can follow me at NotCorey everywhere.
You can follow me at Luke Cutforth everywhere.
Follow me at Jamkin everywhere.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.